Welcome everybody to the Watchlist here on the Latin Nerds Network. Ready as always to review all the shows that got released on streaming over the past week, shows and movies. And of course, at the end of the show, we'll set you up with what's coming out, what's being released, so you can set your very own watch list. Of course, any of those out there, you know, anybody who's always asking, I don't know what to watch, there's nothing on TV, nonsense. Tell them to tune in here every week and we'll let you know exactly what's on, so for you guys' own viewing pleasure, if you will. Of course, always subscribe, like, and share, help the channel out. And that being said, let me introduce my co-host here, who, my little big bro, I call him little big bro because he is smaller. Live from Houston, of course, it's Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. What's up, bro?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Happy Sunday.
See, even with the hour change, it's still never too early to drink. Cheers. Good for you, man.
Always happy hour somewhere.
It's happy hour somewhere. You start,
no Funko wall today.
No Funko wall. You got a little R2 there, like, you know, whatever. You got a good display of liquor, very proud of you there. Some of these shows you have to watch when intoxicated to enjoy them. Not many of these shows this week, but there's always shows you can watch, enjoy more when you're drunk. A little cranky. It's just an hour. This hour thing gets me. It always does. We lose an hour. It's just bastards.
Every spring.
Bastards. That being said, I have a gripe before we get into this week's list. A rant, if you.
Here we go.
And
Here we go.
This is in relation to.
Get the soapbox.
Here
you go.
They're comfy. Picard. Of course, we know Season 2 is out every Thursday on Peacock.
Here we go. Peacock?
I'm a very forgiving individual.
Not Peacock.
Oh, not Peacock. Paramount Plus. Sorry, wrong P. Whatever.
Yeah.
What a streaming service I barely watch for a couple of shows, and Picard being one of them, of course.
Or pay for that matter.
Or pay, exactly. Hey, why pay when it's free? So, with that being said, we got Picard Season 2. Obviously, look, if you're a Star Trek fan, you probably are watching and should be watching. It's probably one of the only new Star Trek shows I actually enjoy, for the most part. But yeah, I got a bone to pick here. You know, we have Jean-Luc Picard. Everybody loves Jean-Luc. Why wouldn't we? He's great. Of course, Patrick
Jean-Luc.
Engage, all that good shit. And there was a scene in this week's episode, an egregious act, ignorance, if you will.
Oh, here we go.
You know, Star Trek always prides itself on inclusion, right? We all know that. Gene Roddenberry's vision, that's what Star Trek has been about back in the 60s.
A utopia.
Right, exactly, right? You know, kumbaya, et cetera, humanity, all as one, all mixed races, even aliens mixed together. I get it, it's great. But every so often, and again, this is a show which boldly goes where no man has gone before, right? But unfortunately, this week they boldly went where every white rich individual goes. But I mean, there's Jean-Luc Picard. There's a scene where he, I guess, you know, not a spoiler, Q is back on this season, and you know, he did something, and there was some effects to his surroundings, and I want to keep it as spoiler free as I can. And he's in a position now where I guess Picard is a high-ranking official. He has, I guess, a butler.
Some sort of general or something.
He's a general, yeah. And there's a butler.
Warrior.
Yeah, he's got a butler or a servant in his house, or whatever you want to call it, an android, whatever.
An artificial butler, but all of his servants or slaves are Romulan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess it's early in the morning, so, you know, everyone needs to drink their coffee. I get it. So this gentleman brings him over a coffee.
Well, and if you know Picard, he is the Earl Grey variety.
Yes.
You know?
So he drinks the coffee, and then he has the audacity to virtually almost spit it out, to cough at it, to turn up its nose on a particular coffee. And hence we learn that this coffee is of the Colombian brand. The greatest coffee in the world by our brethren, Chewy, our Colombian heritage. This is what we have. And God damn it, Juan Valdez is rolling over in his grave as I speak. How did Jean-Luc turn up his nose at what millions have enjoyed as one of the greatest coffees out there? I wouldn't auto drink coffee anyway, so whatever. But I'm just saying this from what I understand.
Hey, when you're expecting tea and you get coffee, you get that adverse reaction. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's nonsense.
I like how he emphasized it was like he said it was like high grade
Colombian Colombian coffee.
Colombian coffee, yeah.
This is about inclusion, acceptance of this.
It was like adding into things. It wasn't just oh, this is coffee. No, no, it emphasized it's this high grade Colombian
That's what
brown,
I'm
and he's like,
saying. That he could have just said it's coffee. Oh, I don't like coffee,
yeah,
and called it a day. He has to
came to Starbucks, whatever.
smear the Colombian brand, the Colombian name, our culture, the way barely unforgivable. But nay, we are not
That
here.
hurt.
We are not part of
That
this
hurt.
cancel culture. We're not. We're here to educate those that don't take that and say Colombian coffee sucks, because it is not. It's awesome. I don't drink it. Just what I hear. But that being said, the season is pretty good so far. So I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm just saying tolerance, acceptance.
Good,
We're all about here, the
good.
Latiners Network, and will not besmirch our Colombian heritage in such a way. Truth be told.
That's funny. I
That being
forgot you were
said,
gonna go there.
Chewy, let's get on with this week's shows. Let me get
All right,
myself
off the
off the
soapbox.
box.
Lots to talk about. Some finales
Okay.
to wrap up, etc., etc.
There were finales this week?
Yeah, man. Should we start with that first before we get into
Sure.
anything
What
else?
finale? What ended this week?
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel wrapped
Oh,
up
I
its
haven't
fourth season.
seen it yet, so we'll talk about it next week. Yeah,
Ah,
I was behind this
dude.
week, and the girlfriend watches it with me, and so yeah, so
All right, we're not talking
yeah.
about Mrs. Maisel
As
this
I
week.
was wondering, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't know it was even the finale this weekend. So,
No, no, tits down.
tits down for
dude.
now. Yeah, sorry, couldn't get to it. Listen, a lot of new shows coming out. What am I gonna do?
That's true, but still,
So
it's Mrs. Maisel.
I get it.
Go
No, this
ahead.
one's a good. It's a good show so far, obviously. Let's start with the movies, Chewy. Obviously, the first one that
Okay.
came out on Netflix, The Adam Project. This was Sean Levy
Mhm.
directed, who just gave us Free Guy, which I know you like. I love that movie. I think you like that
Love
movie.
Free Guy. Love makes it for
Yeah,
Free Guy,
so
dude.
good. This guy, he's done Real Steel, The Internship, which it's underrated. I think it's a good movie.
I love
Yeah,
Internship,
it gets a lot of
actually.
shit,
That
but
was the Google one
yeah,
with
with
Owen Wilson and Vince
it's fun.
Vaughn.
Yeah, I like.
I think that's an underrated
It really is.
classic,
A
to
lot of
be honest
people
with you.
don't like. I mean, whatever. To each their own. But I enjoyed it. But either way, good director. He's doing Deadpool 3, so why not?
Yes, just announced.
Right.
Very
So
good.
this was like
Good for him.
a science fiction film, but Ryan Reynolds, who travels back in
Ryan
time,
Reynolds, Mark
Mark
Ruffalo,
Ruffalo,
Zoe Saldana,
Jennifer Garner.
what's her name? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we had a collection of superheroes. We had Elektra, we had Hulk, we
Yeah, we had
Gamora.
Gamora, and Deadpool, and
Yeah,
so
Deadpool. I mean, like, look at
Deadpool / Green Lantern. Look, this is the Justice League, if you will.
Yeah.
But no, we have Ryan Reynolds. He comes from the time 2050.
2050.
Yeah, travels back 2022 and runs across his younger self, 12-year self, by mistake. He was trying to go 2018, and they embark on an adventure to try to correct things that went wrong back in time. I was looking forward to this. Like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he is what he is, and everything he does, and that's fine. I gotta say, dude, I am really surprised at this one, because let's be honest, right? You know my ratio. 30-40% crap movies. This is just movies for Netflix. About
Yeah.
40 to 50% good, solid, and about 10% good films.
Mhm.
This is just around that 10% for me, and I'm surprised
This
to say
is in
that.
the 10% category.
Yeah, this is a delightful, fun film, man. It was very funny.
I mean, I'm not as surprised as you are,
I am,
because, like you
because
said,
it's
with
Netflix.
Levy directed, he has built up a credible library of very good movies,
Sure.
funny movies, a wide range genre of type of movies, right? It's not just one style that he's going
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
but you know
yeah.
what you expect.
Yeah, Night in the
That
Museum,
would
Real
be-
Steel, which I really like.
Yes,
What he did.
I really like Real Steel.
This
I
is
think
really
they're
good.
making
Yeah,
a sequel to that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. I mean, he's done a couple of crafts, but that's fine. It's not. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, his movies have heart. There's always a heart
Sure.
element to most of his movies.
Agreed.
Look at even the Internship,
No, it
right?
did absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome Will Ferrell cameo on that one, by the way.
That's right.
But yeah. So I'm not as surprised as you were, and I really enjoyed it. That was a fun movie. I wasn't looking for a sci-fi no plot hole type movie action. I was looking for entertainment.
Correct.
And because it's Ryan Reynolds, so I'm not looking for an Oscar-winning performance. I'm looking for something that entertains me. He's funny, and everything that he does, and his style is humor. You'll recognize it's the same, but it still works. It makes sense, right? It doesn't take that much leap of faith for you to accept, or blind faith to accept the premise, right? They start off the same. Time travel is real.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, right? So there's no digesting or trying to, it's not Star Trek where we gotta go in the sun, we gotta go these calculations and all this.
Yeah,
It works.
just go with
it.
it.
Works
Yeah.
and it works. Just go with it. Accept, right? The kid is good. He's not annoying, so there's good chemistry. Probably a little bit leap of faith, saying that that's his 12-year-old self. That's a big that's a big change, but
Not
whatever.
a big deal.
We'll
Yeah, I
accept it.
get it. But
We'll
yeah,
accept it.
not a big deal.
And it was good, man. It was good family fun, you know.
Yeah, it is, man. And like I said, listen, some of the time travel stuff, whatever. It's
Whatever.
hard.
I mean,
It's hard to get it right. And there's some issues with that, but whatever, right? The movie, I'm not focused on that with this particular film. It's just fun. The kid is great, man. I thought the kid was so good. It's not easy, sparring against Ryan Reynolds, right? Ryan Reynolds can steal the show
yeah,
from a lot of folk out there, and
yeah.
the kid
No,
held its own.
he held his own.
Yeah, kid held good for him.
In a way that it was like a mini runs Reynolds,
Right.
so
Yes.
that's how it
Exactly.
worked,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, I
Yeah.
love that about it. It had a lot of heart. That there's some really cool
Oh yeah,
scenes. Yeah.
the mom relationship, the father relationship, the wife. I mean, there were so many heart elements
Yeah.
within the movie.
That paid off.
It was
Yeah.
hard to keep
Yeah.
up. Yes, and there was definite
It
payoff.
is. Yeah. There's a great scene
At
in the
the end.
bar, which I thought was great. Non-spoiler
Mm-hmm.
with the mom, and then the ending with the father, spot on. I thought was really cool.
Yes.
I don't want to say anything if you haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I highly recommend this one. A lot of fun.
This
Yeah.
is on the must-watch list.
Yeah, it's
Especially
really
when it comes to Netflix movies, where we've reviewed plenty of them. Like the last one we reviewed with the Wu Assassins follow-up,
which is not good. That's
yeah.
definitely 30%. But you're right.
That's
Listen,
like in the 10% really bad to this is the 10% really
yeah, I mean, you can say
good.
it's 10 to 20% crap, but no, yeah, being the 10%, that says a lot for this. This is really good. Like I enjoy this even more than the last Ryan Reynolds Red Notice, which I liked. But this is a much better movie, easily. I thought so. This had the heart that Red Notice lacked.
Well, yes, Red Notice was straight action.
Right. This was a more complete film as well as a film.
Yeah.
They're both entertaining.
When you have The Rock, you're not expecting, a thespian, Othello type Shakespeare performance. Right? Come on,
agreed. But I mean, but if I had to choose one to rewatch, it'd be that Project.
Well, yeah, because this one has that heart, that family heart element,
exactly.
right?
So
and so the other one's just straight action and trying to. It's a heist movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
a
fun.
little bit.
I liked it. I like it. Exactly. It's good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, this was a much better film. So kudos to them. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, must watch in terms of films on Netflix. Absolutely. No question about it. The other movie that came out, Disney Plus, and that's Pixar's Turning Red. But obviously focusing on the Chinese culture, a young girl who finds herself, I say curse is the right word, but this, I guess, ability to turn into a panda when her emotions get the best of her, and et cetera, et cetera. It's Pixar. Look, I was really looking forward to this one, and it was okay. Like I enjoyed the Adam Project a lot more, and I saw them back to back. So listen. I love Pixar. Pixar is great. They do great shit, even when they're just okay. They're still pretty good. And I think this is where this movie falls. Where it's just okay, but it's still pretty good, right? Pixar's got a really very high bar. Bless you. I think you sneezed there. But yeah, they got a very high bar here. Enjoyable. The main character wasn't. I just found myself not connecting with the film that much. Not to say it was bad, but the girl was kind of annoying. I wasn't with it. But that being said, it was good. It was still fine. It was solid. Again, just coming off Adam Project, I was kind of disappointed, to be honest with you. But I don't want to say that's a bad movie just because I was comparing to the other one I had just watched 10 minutes before. Chewy, your thoughts?
I've only watched half of it. I'm going to share the half today. But I thought it was okay, right? It's good. It's Pixar. You know what you're getting.
Exactly. No, it's good.
I didn't find the girl annoying.
Really? Yeah, I could. I don't know why. I just could not. I don't know.
No,
just me.
I mean, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny, right? Because she's 12, 13, 14.
14, yeah, I think so.
She's 14, right? So the whole tampon, shenanigans with her mom. Yeah, that was funny, and obviously with the picture, her imagination, and it's got some funny elements.
It does.
I haven't finished watching the whole thing.
It does. It's good, and it ends well. Pixar always puts the heart factor in that we just talked about, the Adam Project. Pixar is known for that, and the themes about again, this isn't a kid-friendly film, right? Which really is more for adults, and the theme here with kind of reliving your past or the expectations set on kids and all that's something that kids can relate to. You could as a father, putting those expectations onto your kids and etc. So there's a theme there that really works, and that's what makes Pixar, right? Good. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's just just didn't blow me away. Again, my bar for Pixar is always so high. It's not always going to meet the expectations, but they're okay. Good is still probably better than 90% of the animated movies out there.
Yeah,
for whatever that's worth, right? It didn't blow me away. It doesn't mean it's not a good movie. It's a good movie to check it out on Disney Plus. I'm surprised why I didn't put this in the theaters, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. let's go to the shows now. First one that came out on Sunday. This drops every Sunday. Only one show came out. This was, of course, Adam McKay's Winning Time, not Showtime. Damn it, of course. The telling of the Lakers Dynasty in the 80s. We got John C. Reilly as Dr. Jerry Buss, the late great Dr. Jerry Buss, of course, going over chronicling when he bought the team, the Lakers, back in '79. Of course, drafted Magic Johnson, and the rest is history, as they say. Looking forward to this one. It was solid. You know, it was a good first episode, a good start. I'm getting annoyed by this one episode. I can see 2 or 3 because it really gets me an idea of what we're going to watch here. And when it only drops one, it's hard to, really get into it because we're so used to seeing at least 2 or 3, right, from these other streaming services. It was fun. It was entertaining. The guy who plays Magic is pretty good. We saw a little bit of Kareem. I'll say this. Listen, any show that recreates the airplane scene, Kareem as the co-pilot with the kid.
I forgot that was 1979.
Right.
I mean, I knew Curry was in it, but I thought it was like 80s, and that was 1979, and with the little kid, and
running up and down, chasing Walton. Great. I mean, yeah, it was cool, man. I love it. So I was like, okay, that perfect. How can I share a show that gives me that? But I think this was good, solid, entertaining. It's very.
I think I have probably a more positive view on it than you do. I really, and again, I understand why it's one because it's HBO. It's not HBO Max,
Sure.
So they're going to drop multiple episodes. But it's a 10-episode run. But I really like this show, and it's part history, part fiction, right? Yeah. Part entertainment.
It's definitely entertaining.
Everyone is breaking the fourth wall. I mean, we have Dr. Buss talking to us. We have his assistant talking to us. We have everyone but the players seem to be breaking the fourth wall and relaying to us, right? The cook owner and the deal. And they had this one great scene where John Reilly gets into his soliloquy talking to the guy who's trying to back out of the deal or make it an all-cash deal.
Yeah, when they're,
and it's like, and he says, if you're playing poker, you're right. I don't got the cards. But this ain't a game of poker. This is a game of chicken. Yeah. I was like, this is great. But they're constantly always turning to the camera and kind of giving more in depth. They're not doing exposition, but they're talking to us,
right?
And getting their thoughts and making it funny, right? Because this is supposed to be entertainment and what the thoughts were at that time, right? So I like it. I find this to be very, very entertaining and a different way of telling the story than just give me a dramatization of events.
This is all. So much Adam McKay. If you've seen The Big Short, which is a great film, he does send the same kind of vibe, right? A lot of fourth wall breaking, and what should be very dry material, he makes it entertaining. Not that Lakers stuff is dry, but Big Short it was. But yeah, listen, it's good. I liked it. I just I always like to see more, right? To get I got to deal with the vibe, the tone of the show is, which I like. How deep is it gonna go? I don't know, right? I like a little depth in there at some point. I know it's the first episode, but look, definitely watch it. I'm recommending the show for now, absolutely. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, look, and we have in Oakland, we have Michael Chiklis is Red Auerbach, so the great Celtics coach. We have the guy playing Pat Riley. What's his name? He's been in so many different things. He won an Oscar. Adrian Brody.
Thank you. Yes.
Pat Riley. Obviously we have other players coming into the fold. Right, they started with Magic and Kareem and Norm Nixon, the original team. But we have the guy Jerry West. I can't remember the guy's actor, but he's been in Terminator. He's that guy in that thing. He's been in Planet of the Apes and so many different things. So
no, it's a great cast. But really good cast.
Yeah, stellar cast. And
like I said, it's very vibrant. It's well paced. It's fast. It's like I said, it's very engaging as far as pure entertainment. Let's see how deep it got. I want a little bit depth. I know it's early. I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, they've gone very deep. Obviously, for me and you, all we know is Magic is this, the '79 final against Spurs, which he's coming up as well. Mm-hmm. And then obviously his career, but obviously they get into his relationship with his father, his family, his upbringing. And it wasn't a slam dunk that he was
there's always
the Magic
stuff behind the scenes. Of course.
I mean, he gets shown up by Norm Nixon at the Playboy Mansion. Yeah. Pretty bad, dude.
I did hear that.
And I was like,
I did read it because I was trying to read what was true was not.
Did that really happen?
I heard that didn't happen.
I heard that.
I heard that happened. That's what the rumors are.
Okay. Well, okay. So,
but for the best entertaining, it was still cool to see. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, listen, cool show. I'm just I want to praise it or shit on. I just right now. Listen,
it's one episode.
Yeah, it's one episode. I was entertained by it. good things to like about it. As a Laker fan, I'm going to eat it up because I said this is for you watching your team and the big part of the history, the Lake Show, the Showtime. I'm all over it. Of course, why not? The next one here, this one is an AMC Plus, which we don't talk about AMC much often. That Dirty Black Bag. It's a new Western, spaghetti Western style show. And I'm always down for a good Western, right? Okay, we don't get enough of those for the most part. I'm like, okay.
And speaking of another filled out cast, I mean, we have Dominic Cooper, we have Travis Flamel. I mean, there's a number of A and B listers on this cast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Littlefinger, of course, is always good.
That's right, Aiden.
He shows up in the last.
And he's very Littlefinger-ish in this first episode. Yeah, Dirty Bastard.
No complaints. Listen, this one. I didn't like. Again, only one episode, same issue, but whatever. I enjoyed. Like, it's a good Western. We have. You kind of introduced me to players. We have this bounty hunter who has a great catchphrase. He cut. I guess after his bounty he only carries the heads in the bag because the heads weigh less than the body. And that's true. It's a good point.
Makes sense. He just said they had to collect.
Right. We got this the sheriff who questionable moral value to a certain degree.
At the end of the episode, there's no question about it.
There's no question. When we see the end, what happens?
At the beginning, you think, is he good? Is he a sheriff? But then at the end, it's like, no, he's not questionable. It is what it is.
Right. Exactly. This introduces world, and the story is starting to take shape. We're not exactly sure we're not the full picture, but it's only one episode, so fine. But I'm enjoying it. Look, it looks really good. It's well done, and I like the characters.
Hey, we love a good Western, man. Huh? I mean, we love a good Western.
A good Western, exactly. And this one seems like it could go down that road. I enjoyed it. You?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's only one episode, right. So there has to be a fair amount of exposition. But we have the bounty hunter who's bounty hunting because he's trying to exact revenge for trying to track down this one guy who did something to him and his sister or his family, right? We have the sheriff who's kind of overseeing the town, but comes across a windfall. And it kind of goes from there, right? He's very strict in how he runs the town, but he doesn't have the moral high ground by any stretch.
Right, he's kind of a dick, in a nice way, in a good way.
yes. And obviously we have the Aiden Gillen character, which obviously we think is just a regular rancher, and not so much.
Right, there's more there with that. Yeah. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but there's more to him than just that, which I think will be the catalyst of the show moving forward.
Yes, I think so.
So. Yeah, it's a winner for now. I'm enjoying it. If you guys like a good Western, absolutely, it's a good show. We like Westerns or not, it's a good show. And I'm for one episode, again, I wish it was 2 or 3 just to get a good vibe, get a good sense. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I did enough where I'm gonna keep watching it, at least for now. No question. AMC usually does pretty good. The next one, this is a one on Apple Plus, and that is, I'm gonna say this right, Ptolemy Gray. Right.
The P is silent.
Right.
Like Django.
Like Django, right.
The D is silent here. The
P is silent, right.
The last days of
Ptolemy Gray. Right. Apple Plus. We got Samuel Jackson, the legendary Samuel Jackson, the baddest motherfucker in Hollywood, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. Listen, Apple has been in the role. We've gone over every week, and bears repeating.
Foundation.
Yeah,
and this is just another notch in their belt.
Yeah, I agree. This is really good. It's a good drama. We have Samuel Jackson plays obviously an older man, lives by himself, who has dementia, suffering from dementia and the effects of it. And it starts off with his nephew, the only one who really kind of goes there and takes care of him every so often, takes him to the doctor and does little, errands and bank and et cetera, et cetera. So something happens, I won't say, but then now the caretaking duties somewhat get kind of moved over, unwantedly to his young girl who's a daughter of a friend or friend of the family or something like that. Now she ends up taking
daughter of one of his sisters or aunt.
Yeah, something like that, right? And then there's an opportunity for Mr. Gray to receive some, I guess, experimental treatment. Walter Goggins is here, who I love. Plays a doctor who's trying to do studies and has, I guess, techniques that can suppress some of his dementia and, Alzheimer's and stuff like that. But there's obviously going to be some side effects. We start seeing that at the end of the second episode. This could have been they could have been maybe gone to that a little bit quicker. That's my only complaint in terms of let's get to the gist faster. But that being said, it's really good. And Samuel Jackson, you always keep forgetting that he's actually a pretty good actor. He's awesome in this. He's great. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're right. This is another win for our Pluses on the roll, man. They really are good for them. Yeah. Your thoughts, Joey?
And we have another one coming out. We'll talk about in a few seconds. Yeah. But The first episode for me was a very hard watch,
Yes, agreed.
and
Yeah.
just because we are going through that, my wife's going through that with our fathers,
Hmm.
and to see anytime you can relate to a character, you have firsthand experience, or at the onset of that, and you can see maybe an in-depth view on what you don't see every day, or what you choose not to see.
Sure.
But it's in your face as far as this is what it's like, and this is what they go through, where they have moments of lucidity and moments where they have uh, no recollection, right? And so when in Ptolemy Gray's character, he's got names of people because he can't remember names, but he sees the, and then he makes the connection. Then there's moments where he has flashbacks of memory, and then the next second is like, what happened? What's going on? And so watching that first episode was very, very difficult. Not because it wasn't good, but because it just
It right. It
illustrated
hits home.
it, and
Absolutely.
it hits home, right in your face. And then you realize, well, what you see him going through in an hour and a period is like that's exactly what our parents are
Right.
going through right now on a daily basis. So that made it, but again, when you can connect with the character and that at the emotional level, it just heightens the experience. It could open your eyes a little bit and make it more enjoyable. But it was still a hard watch just from that
No,
perspective.
yeah, I
Um,
completely agree, and it's and the show does a good job of because some people, if you don't experience it, you have an idea of what it is, but it's a good show of doing his best to illustrate what it would feel like to be having that condition, right, into the audience, saying
mhm.
that sucks, and the people around you, how you act, and the kind of patience you need
Well,
to have
everyone
with that
sees you.
situation.
Yeah, like his nephew had the patience.
Right.
Where he's knocking on the door. It's like who, and he goes through this routine. Who is this? Do I know you? And look at the picture and all this
Mm.
stuff. To when the other guy comes to get him,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's a whole bank situation,
Mm.
right? And where he has moments of lucidity. He knows exactly how much he gets. He knows how much he should have, right? To even trying to catch him, trying to skim some money off of him, and help a deal late to moments where he goes outside and he gets attacked and doesn't realize how to cross the street. And so it's that juxtaposition which very clearly illustrates what is that for someone to go through that,
Right.
right, in
Exactly. Yeah.
real time.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
and yeah.
And have the I guess this medicine or treatment he's gonna get based on the trailers. We saw some of it in the show that in the second episode where he does get back that his memory back and he starts
I mean, and he's like back to normal. He's on point.
right.
He
He's
remembers
quick.
everything.
He's
He can
sharp.
operate the control. He's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he proceeds. But then at the end of that, it's like because this is part of the downfall of what it's not really explained to the viewer, but now you see it, right? It's supposed to last 12 hours, and it's not even half that, and then he starts regressing to the point where he basically is like he feels like he's worse off than he was before,
Right. And based on how the
right?
show starts, is obviously something's going down because there's something locked in his memory, which
Mm-hmm.
seems like he probably once hidden and then actually revealed. We'll get. I mean, obviously they'll drop that bomb on
Yeah.
us later, but listen, it's very well made. I really
And
like it.
that's the memory. If you watch it, if you don't know who that is, that's his father,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah.
That's the memory of his
Yeah.
father, or and obviously he has the image of his wife because it's his wife, right? But the one, I guess, talking over his shoulder is the memory of his
Mm-hmm.
father, and you get some of that in even one flashback where he's a very young boy, and he's telling him, obviously growing up in at that time, where the view of the black man was they were
Right.
subhuman, right? He tells me, we're not allowed to breathe the same air as a white man, but be proud of who you are. Don't back down for anybody. And so it had that speech, and so then that's when you realize that's who he's talking to. It's not just some imaginary person. It's a memory of someone that
Right,
was a big
exactly.
part of
And
his
there's
life.
something there where his father did, or something. There's something there that it alludes to, obviously,
Yeah.
which I'm sure they'll dig deeper once he
Mm-hmm.
starts getting his memory back, and that's what the trailer has
Yeah.
revealed down the road. Well done. Could the Apple Plus is out on a roll, man. You're right. And again, we'll be repeating shows like Severance. You should be watching. After Party
Mm-hmm.
is really good. Suspicion's really good. There's one more left, like the last episode a lot. Obviously Ted Lasso and et cetera, et cetera. So listen,
Mm-hmm.
Foundation. So yeah, it's got some really good stuff, and this is just yeah, you're right. Another notch in the belt. Kudos for Apple. So I'm excited about what they do from this point forward. The
Mm-hmm.
last one here. This was on Amazon Prime. Upload season two. Season two. This
Yeah.
kind of it's a comedy, I guess. It is a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Comedy
first season
mystery.
I liked it. I didn't think it was great, but the premise of I guess there's an afterlife where those with the means, even if you have means, you have the ability to upload your consciousness into a cloud and
Virtual
virtual
reality.
reality, and
Yeah.
if you have money, use that money to have more luxury even in the afterlife, right? So to speak. And the main character, I guess, was murdered, so he's trying to figure out what happened, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This one here, this is an interesting show because this is one for me, this is like a jack of all trades and a master of none. This is what the show is, right? It does a little bit of comedy, a little romantic stuff, a little bit of mystery, but it doesn't do any of them very well, right? But just enough to where it's still okay. Like comedy side, I'm not laughing. I'm not saying it's bad comedy. It's just I'm not clicking with this sometimes. Like there's one funny, like legit funny scene involving Paul Taylor, Jack Taylor. Was that the boxer guy? Paul something. I forget his name. God damn, I forgot his name. Jake Paul. Thank you. There you go. But that was great. And if you got to it now, I think it's episode 3 or 4. That was pretty fun.
No.
Okay, that was. Okay, I was like, now that's comedy. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm not disliking it. It's just not, okay, I'm just watching it to watch. It just does barely enough, like a jack of all trades, doesn't just well enough to like, okay, it's cool. It's got some cool moments. I like the premise, but it's just not winning me over that much. So I'm saying, dude, go watch it. It's just, for me, it's good filler. What do you think, Chewy?
No, I mean I'm enjoying it, right? It's not laugh out loud. It's not Mrs. Maisel type comedy, right? But it still has enough elements and the kind of mixed bag of different things that's going through, right? Trying to solve this mystery, who killed them, why, dealing with his girlfriend who he thinks uploaded, but no, she didn't. To the person he loved, to dealing with his friends and all these mishmash of characters. And it really is a mishmash of characters, right? The old rich guy, old rich white guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
They're on the Sparrows Colombian coffee, goddamn it. Let me say right now, kudos to them.
To his best friend, who's just completely off the rails and wacky. I mean, that dinner party, it was chicken like, really, dude, 5.
Yeah, that was actually fun. Like I said, it has moments. It does have its moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is I compared to the humor here I think it's a little bit better than, unfortunately, than what's that? Flags Mean Death on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Well, it's just not working for me. This one does more than that. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it does it okay. Just again, master of none, right? It's not a lot funny. The mystery is not that engaging. It's just barely engaging enough. The romantic stuff, sure, whatever, kind of romantic comedy kind of stuff. Yeah, like I said, it's fine. This is, like I always say, burgers and fries, right? Essentially, not a great show, but it's only 30 minutes, right? So it's a quick watch, and I think it's
7.
7 episodes at 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a long show, so it's easy to binge or whatever. All episodes are available right away through Amazon. But yeah, good filler. I mean, yeah, if bored, even whatever, when it's amusing, it's not I guess you can do worse than that, like Flags Mean Death, for example, on HBO Max.
I'd rather watch this than Flag Means Death.
Oh no, yeah,
You look like with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's the other show. It's just I saw the episode 4. It's fine. The show sort of started with that episode, by the way. Not to get too off track. But that being said, yeah, it's solid. It's just whatever for me. It's not a bad show, but. Like I said, there's so much other shit to watch, particularly if you haven't I mean, so many shows. The last 2-3 weeks, we've been busy as hell. Just so much has dropped, right? I mean, there's plenty to watch and catch up on. Fortunately, this week is a little bit lighter, right? So it gives us a chance. I have to go back and kind of, like I said, I couldn't see Mrs. Maisel. So,
did you not watch Shining Veil on Star?
I just don't have the stars. I didn't watch it. So I didn't get a chance. I heard mixed things about it, so I can't speak of it, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I may, if I hear good things, I may go back and try to watch it. I think that's a weekly release anyway, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they dropped 2.
Okay.
But yeah, 30 minutes every
So
week.
I may try to catch it, so we'll see. But next week, this is a nice, good break week. Good chance to, catch a couple new shows and kind of finish up some of the stuff we've been watching over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Some shows are coming to an end. We may talk about some of them upcoming week, like Mrs. Maisel, for example. We have first, coming on Netflix on March 16th. It's a Wednesday. There's the Great Robbery of Brazil's Central Bank, right? It's I know it's a documentary, a docu-series. I think it's a docu-series.
I think it's a docu-series about, a bank heist.
Usually 3-4 episodes, maybe 6 at best, limited, of course. Yeah, it's just a heist. Son of a bitch. I'm in, right?
I'm in.
And we've seen these kind of heist shows on Netflix before, and they're very, very well done. This one, I guess, premise about the largest bank heist in Brazil. So we support a Brazilian Brotherhood, not Brazil coffee. but we support it. That being said, so that comes on the 16th. I'm interested in that one. HBO Max, DMZ, DC property based off a graphic novel. Ava DuVernay, good directors behind it. You got Rosario Dawson starring in this. Benjamin Pratt, right? That's saying that right?
Yes, Benjamin Benjamin
yeah,
Pratt.
old Benjamin Rip, man, good for him. This comes out, post-apocalyptic kind of world behind this. Looks good. It's interesting. So I'm excited about that. It's on the 17th. HBO Max will probably get 3 episodes, probably.
Probably to start at least 2.
At least 2, yeah. So Apple Plus. Speaking of which, they're on a roll. Does that continue? I don't know. I got a feeling this is not going to continue. But this is just a movie. It's not a show, if I'm not mistaken. And that's
No, it's a show.
Oh, it's a show? I thought it was a movie. Okay,
It's
I
a
take
show.
it back.
No,
Okay,
it's a show.
okay, so I have a little more confidence then. Okay, I take it back.
Yes, this is it's called We Crash.
We Crash, yes.
So this is based on the rise and fall of the We. What was it? Office thing that came up.
Yeah, it's like this new dynamic of the. I don't know the specifics of it, which is why I'm going to probably be interested in what it has to offer. Because I'm not
like the We. It was the WeWork.
Yeah.
The rise and fall of the WeWork company and
Right.
culture.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where it was basically shared office space, right? Because pre-COVID,
Right, more open concept and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Work at your leisure, with our offices, so on and so forth. It stars Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway.
Good cast.
So again,
Good cast.
A+ cast.
A+ cast.
Jared Leto has a tendency of whatever role he takes, he doesn't look like Jared Leto, but it kind of. And this one, they've done something to his face, so it's like, is that really Jared Leto?
Yeah.
I can't really
Well,
tell.
funny, I watched the trailer. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's him, obviously. But yeah. He's got Morbius coming up. So, yeah, it looks good. I mean, interesting. I mean, look, I love both of them. I love Anne Hathaway too. She's really good. So I thought it was a movie, so it's a show. So I stand corrected. So okay.
No, it's a show.
So that gives
It's
me
a
a little
show.
more hope. Then, like I said, they've been in the role, and at this point, I trust what they're doing. I really do. They're creeping up there as the second best streamer right now, behind Netflix, of course. But that's next week on the 18th. That's a Friday, and then we got a movie coming out on Netflix on the same day, the 18th, and that's Black Crab, starring Naomi Rapace, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
This is like another post-apocalyptic kind of action film, I guess.
She plays a military officer tasked with getting some sort of, like I said, secret or some sort of technology out from the war zone. And so, like I said, it's a movie. Let's see what this brings us. Sci-fi, dystopian.
Right, it's Netflix. I got a feeling this is going to be in the 40-50% range. I got a feeling.
Probably.
Listen, I'll take 40-50% rather than the 30-40% as far as the crap. So let's see. Another show, Chewy, I doubt you're aware of this. Maybe you are, but it piqued my interest. I think it's a Polish show, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's called...
No, actually, well, before we get to that show, I did see it, but I did it pass. There was another comedy coming out on Thursday on HBO Max, so maybe same day as DMZ. It's called Minx. So it's hopefully it's a better comedy than our Flag Means Death. Hopefully. So it revolves around women in the 70s who are trying to start their own women's magazine. Obviously at that time, and even before that, it's all male dominated.
I thought that was in 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's this week. Minx. It's called Minx.
Okay.
So let's see. They'll probably drop a couple episodes. Okay. I'm hoping it's funnier than the other one. It can't be worse.
Can't be worse, right? So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. It looked interesting. I want to catch that. I thought it was in 2 weeks. So okay, so that's also on the 17th. So anyway, last one, 18th is Krakow Monsters. Only caught my attention. I'm
gonna let you watch.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, this could be awful. But listen, this is the premise. I'll read it because I didn't want just to get it right. A young woman haunted by her past joins a mysterious professor and his group of gifted students to investigate paranormal activity and fight demons. Sounds like a demonic X-Men is what this sounds like to me. So, okay, why not? I'll watch it. Listen, some foreign shows.
Watch it and you let me know. Because I don't want to watch it and commit to it.
No, I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out because I like to invest some time in this foreign stuff because there's a lot of good foreign shows too. We know that, right? There's a lot of stuff that comes out of nowhere. Like, oh, this is pretty good, and I'll give it a shot. Again, it's like an X-Men kind of vibe, so I love X-Men, so do you. So I was like, why not? I'll check it out. I'll give it the once over. I might come back Sunday saying this is hot fucking garbage, or you know what? I'm surprised. I mean, I got a feeling it's gonna be like either shoot for the stars or crash in the dumpster. I don't. I'll be shocked if I say, it's okay. So I'm curious about this one. So yeah, Krakow Monsters on the 18th on Netflix. So that takes care of that. Like I said, a lighter week. So not a lighter week. We got one movie and a few shows. And the spread
No,
and the
that's
spread out
fine.
this week. Usually most of the shows drop on a Friday and Saturday, Friday and all that. So
Next couple of weeks are going to be very
okay,
light. There's not much else coming out the rest of the
okay,
month. I think after this, we have after that show, we're both looking forward to Halo
sure,
on the 24th
yeah,
on Paramount. And then maybe there's another show the week after, a couple of shows. But that's it's very light. So this is the time to take a deep breath, catch up on everything we're watching weekly. Because a lot of these shows we have more weekly shows now
yeah.
than we have binge shows at the moment, which is not typical.
Right. So it helps to
Um,
kind of catch up and kind of take a breath and say, okay, let
yeah,
me go back and watch. And a couple of shows that are ending, which we'll probably if it's gonna be like we'll probably talk about some of the ones that are ending, see if it's worth going back to.
mm,
Um,
yes,
kind of give you an idea. But yeah, it's like there's plenty to watch out there, and it's a good time to let's take a breath, let's catch up. There's a lot of shows that got dropped and
now,
movies and
now
stuff.
we can say a couple things. Two other, as you say in your other nurse training nuggets that
Nuggets,
we're gonna
sure.
drop to our audience. Number one, Vikings Valhalla renewed for season 2 and 3.
Oh,
As I expected to hear that 2 and 3 Netflix going to
okay.
come in. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
great. The
yeah.
numbers are great.
Okay.
The show is great. The act, swords and
Yeah.
sandals, Vikings. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
all
a good
in.
show that ended well. I enjoyed that one. That was a good
Mm,
watch on
yes,
on
yeah,
Netflix. Again,
absolutely.
Vikings Valhalla. Good. I'm glad it got renewed because
Mhm.
it just reinforces. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen it, yeah, go back and watch it. Yeah. And what's the other
Yes.
nugget?
The other nugget, so we got the teaser trailer dropped yesterday
I figured
for
that.
The Boys season 3, and OMG, dude,
Bonkers.
it
Um,
was. This is not a typical teaser where there's like the Obi-Wan teaser, they drop some things, but the music. This one had this was put to a certain song that seemed to play well on how they edited this
mhm.
together, and so we get shot up and shot and shot of Billy Butcher with potentially some powers. We have the deep, having fornication as he's watching an octopus.
Yeah.
I want to know, you know where that's going. We got Soldier Boy in
Yeah.
action. We have, I mean, everyone understands. Everyone has a little piece, a lot of blood, exploding, bone cracking scenes. I mean, musicals. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what's
mean,
going on,
it
dude.
looks bonkers. I
It
can't
looks
wait for this show.
bananas,
It really
dude.
does. The trailer great. I can't wait for this show. I really can. It's a red band trailer, so believe me, it shows you people
Yeah,
explode.
Red
Yeah,
Band. It's for that
people
reason.
explode, literally. Yeah, so blood everywhere. So
Yeah,
fucking love it. It
absolutely.
was great. It was. I can't wait for that show. That's yeah. I'm super excited about. That's June, right? June something.
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Yes.
So it's not that far away. To be honest with you. Yeah.
No,
Go.
it's pretty soon. Actually, I'll be wrapping up my vacation at that time, so I might have to wait. We start watching it after I get back on that Sunday. I'm not gonna have time Friday. I know you're not gonna wait. I may have to wait a couple of days before I start watching it. Like,
Shame, shame,
I
dude.
know.
That's.
I don't want to watch it on my phone. It's just not the same. I want
Listen.
to.
I get it. That's
There's
that,
some shows I don't care if I watch on the phone, where
fine.
it's not about the look,
I
it's about the
agree. I
content.
agree.
This is both look and content, and I want to
Yeah,
see it in
no,
a big
I can't
4K.
agree with you more. But that's borderline stubbing your nose like Colombian coffee. It's not quite the same, but I'm just saying it's just throw it out there.
I know.
That being said, that will be today's show. We appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe as always. Check us out every week here on the Latin Nerds Network. I can do all my movie reviews early as well. Of course, we got Nurse Planning, Thanos Choice. So lots for you guys to enjoy. Appreciate it, Chewy. See you next week.
Peace.